"I'm so sorry," said Mora. She rubbed ointment into my neck, some over-the-counter heat cream, and I recalled how much I'd loved this very scenario as a child, that commercial about an aching jackhammer operator and his masseuse of a spouse. I'd always figured the secret to life had something to do with brutal vibratory stress and a wife handy with bombs. This crap, however, did nothing but crank up my nausea. "It's okay," I said, kneaded my hands together, my wounded gerbils. "I guess I'm not cut out for this kind of work." "What kind of work?" "The physical kind. You know, the kind that all humans once had to be capable of." "I believe in you," said Nora. "You will be a mighty deck builder yet. Just pray to the spirit of the spirit level." "That's good," I said. "But how can you believe in me? You don't believe in God, but you believe in me?" "I had certain expectations with God," said Nora. "Come on, let's go to bed." She laid her hand on my shoulder, slid it down toward my crotch. "I thought you were touched out," I said. "Maybe you could touch me back in." "You mean an appointment? A real appointment?" "Yes," said Nora. The fluttery ear kisses, the sweet pull and bend of Mora as I tugged on the brass hoop of her belt buckle, the downslide of her jeans, the up peel of her sweater, the sweet chalky stubble under her arms. These are the things I wanted to remember when memory was all I had left besides catheters and hospital lasagna, awkward visits from stunned progeny. There was no God, and being was just a molecular accident, but I still hoped my crawl through the illusory tunnel of retina-annihilating light would end with my face buried in some post-life facsimile of Mora's ass. Our lives hinge on these moments of quiet tenderness. We stand or fall on them. I passed out on mine. Even as I slipped off my sock, I dropped into soft, buzzy sleep, a deck builder's slumber. Maybe Mora kept the appointment with herself. I woke up with a heart attack. It was definitely a heart attack. Death was definitely a battering ram. My fortress doors creaked with each strike. I was really dying now. Death was a punch in the chest. Death was also, strangely enough, an odd slurping sound, a rustling of sheets. There was no tunnel, no annihilating light, no ass even. Maybe it was not a heart attack. Maybe, in fact, it was Bernie, lying between us in bed, nursing, firing mule kicks into my sternum with each suck. Kid had rhythm. "Baby," I whispered, "what the hell are you doing? You weaned him. He's weaned." "I know he's weaned. What are you doing?" "We're snuggling," said Mora. "He's sucking." "No, he's not." "I'm not," said Bernie. "Mora, come on, stop it." "It's okay," she said. "It's just a little regression. It's normal. I read about it. I don't have any milk anyway." "That makes it worse," I said. "Go back to sleep, Milo." "Yeah, Daddy, go back to sleep." I rolled to the edge of the bed, listened to the soft, wet noises behind me. Thank you.
Here they are again, the bent boys, baked and buzzed boys, wasted, red-eyed, dry-mouthed high boys, coursing narrow, bright aisles, hunting food as fried as they are, twitching hands, wadding bills they spill on the counter, so pleased, so proud, the very inventors have stoned. Behind the counter, the ever-patient Rajiv makes half-lidded eye contact with me as he rings up another patchouli foul giggler. Reese's Pieces, Pick 6 Lotto, Red Bull, and a Cheddar Jack Taquito. Rajiv thinking these kids hum at, or maybe not, because Rajiv doesn't know my name, and I don't wear a name tag. I'm just the middle-aged guy who leaves my gunmetal sedan running when I come in after midnight, when I can't sleep, and I've forgotten to get milk at a regular store, milk for the kids' cereal in the morning before school. The milk is like $9 a gallon. For years, recent immigrants like Rajiv have been political Rorschach. Think terrorist and you're a red American. Assume Indian neurosurgeon fluent in 5 languages, stuck serving morons at midnight for minimum wage, and you're blue, like me. Of course, I have no more proof that Rajiv was a doctor in Delhi than some Texas trucker does that he's a bomber. Rajiv may have jockeyed a 7-Eleven in India too, for all we know. So impeccable is he with change, effortlessly plastic bagging Hostess snowballs and Little Debbies, Power Bars and Mountain Dews. No, wait, dude, chocolate milk and pork rinds. As yet another stoner reassesses the aisles. 2 tattooed white kids in silk sweatsuits step to the line behind me, and I tense a little, double pat my wallet. The fat one juggles a half rack of malt liquor 40s while his partner rolls away to yell in his cell, "Chulo, don't do shit till we get there, yo." The door closes behind the cell phone banger, and I'm finally at the front of this line with my milk when something goes terribly wrong at the soda fountain, and clerk and I turn together, drawn by a hydroponic squeal from deep inside the cave of a blue hoodie. A pierced, lank-haired skater, board strapped to his back, has spilled his 72-ounce Sprite and now believes it is the funniest fucking thing in the world. Rajiv nods wearily at me again, no doubt wishing he were back at cutting craniums at Mumbai General. He casually swings my jug past the scanner, then he hands me my milk, for the boys, for the cereal, in the morning. It's like $9 a gallon. "Nice slippers, yo," says the cell phone banger when I come outside with my milk. He's 20 or so, in a sagging, sharp-colored tracksuit, black hair combed straight over his ears, elaborate tattoo rising out of his shirt at the base of his neck. And right out in the open, in front of this convenience store, he conveniently offers me a hit on a glass blunt, a little marijuana pipe shaped like a cigarette. I wave it off, but sort of wish I hadn't. It's been at least 15 years, but I didn't just spring from my relaxed, wasted suburbia with a Stoli martini in hand. I had my moments. In college, they called me weed eater because I devoured those Acapulco Gold joints, incense burning, black light on the walls, Pink Floyd thrumming down the dorm floor. Oh, and they're not technically slippers, but a casual loafer I got at the Nordstrom rack. Of course, I don't tell the stoned kid that. I just smile and say, "No thanks." But then I pause to get a closer look instead of continuing on to my car. Maybe I'm just curious about this clever pipe, or maybe it's the smell of the weed, or maybe it's the swiveling looseness I'm feeling, but I'm still in mid-pause when the other gangster joins us, flat-brim ball cap, worn side saddle, and now there are 3 of us standing in a semicircle as if waiting for a tea time. "Hey," says the one with the neck tattoo and the blunt, "dude here can give us a ride to the party." And I'm about to say I can't give them a ride because I've got to get home and they look mildly dangerous, when the other one says, "Thanks, man," like he's surprised I'd be that cool, and suddenly I want to be that cool. And then the kid looks down at my hands and laughs, "Damn, man, why you buy your milk here? Shit's like $9 a gallon." The clouds are low, like a drop ceiling suffused with light from the city. They slide silently overhead, and 2 dope-smoking bangers in tracksuits climb into my car. "This is a nice ride, thanks. Seats heated? Mm-hmm. Feels funny, like I pissed my pants." "You probably did piss your pants, yo. Here, I'll turn it down." "What kind of car is this?" "Nissan, Maxima." "How much that set you back?" "Oh, not much." But this isn't true. With winter floor mats, taxes, and redundant 2-year service contract, this car set me back $31,256. And because of other recent setbacks, missed payments, ensuing penalties, house refis, debt consolidations, after 2 years of payments, I still somehow owe $31,000. On a car worth 18. This is my life now, set as far back as it will go. "My brother boosted a Maxima once," says the kid from the backseat, "or Altima, I can't keep them straight." Car thieves, nice. The criminals' names are Skeet and Jamie. "Jamie?" I asked the kid in front. "Yeah, right, no shit. Dude's got like a chick's name, don't he?" says Skeet from the backseat. "Eat me, Skeet," Jamie says, and he offers me the blunt again, and I surprise myself this time by taking it. I just want the smallest taste, or maybe I want to make sure they haven't done anything new to the pot. Oh, but they have. I suppress a cough, nose runs, eyes burn, someone is composting leaves in my throat. Good, huh? Asks Jamie. I hack. Not bad. Shit's designer, like 300 an ounce, Skeet says. The next roll of coughs I can't suppress. Really? Definitely, Jamie explains, his voice lilting with excitement. In this lab in British Columbia, this Nobel Prize dude, he Frankenstein that shit. It's knockoff, but it's still pretty good. They can do whatever they want to it, you know? Make it do 1,000 different things to your mind. And I think this must be true because a couple of old dorm floor size hits later, my brain springs a leak and my life seems to trickle out as I tell Jamie and Skeet my whole story, how I left a good job as a business reporter 2 years ago to start an unlikely poetry and investment website. How we got buried in the housing collapse and I scrambled back to my old newspaper job only to get laid off 8 weeks ago. How I got 14 weeks of severance at the paper, have 6 weeks left to find a job because 14 minus 8 is 6. How last week it was 7, next week it will be 5, but right now, at this moment, with Skeet in the backseat and Jamie in front, right now, as of this very moment, and I hold the smoke in my chest as if I can make the moment forever, it's 6 weeks. And that's not even my most pressing deadline. I have all of 7 days to liquidate my retirement, pay off a $30,000 balloon payment to the mortgage payment, or risk losing our house. And it's this second deadline, I tell the boys, that has given my job search such throat-constricting immediacy as I worry over thinning want ads, shakily fill out applications, and hope my references still have the positions I've listed on my resume, and how, this part has just occurred to me, I've gone and added another stress to a very bad situation, because even if I do get a job interview now, they'll probably make me take a drug test. And he laughs and I laugh and he laughs and I stop laughing and he keeps laughing. Don't freak slippers, Jamie says. There's a million ways to beat a piss test. Pecans, says Skeet from the backseat. Pecans? Jamie turns back. Didn't I read about some kind of pecan diet in O? How the fuck I know what you read? And what the fuck Oprah be doing right about how to pass a drug test? Dude, Oprah don't write O, she just own that shit. And what the fuck you be doing reading it? My mom's reads that shit, yo, and I don't know, maybe it was in People's. So what the fuck do pecans do? The fuck I'm supposed to know what the pecans do? They clean up their piss or something. Crazy motherfucker. You crazy, you crazy, you crazy. You're so crazy you took the short bus to school. You know that shit was behavioral, yo. And I must be high because this conversation makes sense to me.